Chinese interest in Australian residential property is booming. The latest survey shows that in New South Wales, 1 in 6 new homes are sold to foreigners. While some welcome the new market, others fear it's pushing up prices and making it even harder for local first home buyers. Tracy Bowden reports.
Hi Amy, it's Monica here. How are you doing?
Monica Tu's company, Black Diamonds, is all about luxury.
And take you to Mosman.
This high-flying businesswoman calls herself a property concierge and advises her cashed-up clients on everything from housing to schools to golf courses.
This beautiful water view, brand new house. We're very specialized in luxury properties and selling, and it's a concierge service. So we try to help to sell the property and try to help people to settle into Australia. So many wealthy Chinese migrants. Yeah. So come up this, we have a big living space here and the view here. It's northeast facing and the view is overlook Manly.
Today, Monica Tu is showing client Amy Yang through a brand new home on Sydney's exclusive Lower North Shore. The asking price, $13 million.
If you look at the swimming pool, it's like 13 meters. And so actually we have a gold plate on the swimming pool. It just represents some quality of the property.
It looks beautiful.
It is very beautiful. And probably 80%, I would say, of my clients who have already bought the house, they are developers themselves in China. So when they walk into a property, straight away they can tell the quality of the property.
I decided to move family here for the education and for the lifestyle. And this is just a beautiful place to be.
I want to take you through to have a look at the master bedroom.
Amy Yang has been living in Australia for 3 years. With Monica's help, she's already bought a home in Sydney's eastern suburbs. Now she's on the hunt on behalf of a friend living overseas.
My friend is based in Hong Kong. He have been here visiting me for a few times. So he loves Australia and he wants to move family over to Australia in the future.
Well, the Chinese buyers have been, I guess, around for some time in Australia, but the surge of activity in the last 12 months is somewhat unprecedented. I haven't seen as much interest from an offshore market in this country in 30 years, my 30 years in real estate anyway.
There's a very strong and growing middle class in China who are very interested in property, and Australia is seen as a very interesting market to shop in.
I'm Janelle, Director of the CBRE. I'm so proud to introduce our new project, Hurstville High Point.
Away from the mansions, there's a different type of real estate being vigorously marketed to Asia, mainly in Sydney and Melbourne, but also on the Gold Coast and in Perth. Off the plan, high-rise apartments.
It's regionalised into certain areas, but we are finding that in some suburbs that 90% of a new project will sell to Chinese buyers.
Under guidelines announced in late 2008, if a developer has pre-approval from the Foreign Investment Review Board, 100% of the apartments in a new development can be sold to foreigners.
So in some cases there are developers who are essentially building directly to sell to China, and they're advertising on websites over in China and using Chinese connections to be able to actually sell off the plan. And we're also seeing other investors, some resident here in Australia and some resident overseas, looking at the high-rise market and wanting to buy in as well.
Here at Hurstville in Sydney's south, people have been lining up since early morning, hoping for first choice of the apartments in the High Point complex. Many of them are originally from China, but are now Australian residents, like Bo Yu, who moved to Sydney 6 years ago. So what are you hoping to buy today?
I'm hoping to buy a 1-bedroom and 1-study just for my first home.
They want to take both or they want to take one? You want to take both?
7-Eleven.
But Bo Yu isn't guaranteed success. Within minutes of the sales office opening, deals are being done.
Well, we sold 250 units in our first release, in 3 hours, and this morning we've sold another 50 units. So we've sold over 300 apartments. We've got first home buyers, strong in the market at the moment. Probably 60% owner occupiers, 40% investors we're finding at the moment.
C312.
Real estate companies are expanding their services to cater to the emerging Asian market. McGrath Estate Agents has set up a special Asia desk and prints many of its publications and brochures in Chinese as well as English. But not all agents are so enthusiastic.
Why would we sell off the farm, if you like, or so to speak, or sell off the city if we don't need to? I mean, it's not like we're struggling for people to buy these properties because we've got an undersupply, is what all the associations keep telling us.
Sydney buyer's agent and author Patrick Bright refuses to help non-residents find property here.
The reason the developers and that are chasing foreign buyers, be it wherever they're from, is because they can get a higher price. I mean, why would you go to the effort of trying to sell a local development internationally if you could sell it to locals at the same price? So obviously they're getting more money for it.
So we're seeing prices shoot away. First-time buyers aren't able to get on the wagon simply because they can't afford to get in, and they might be saving hard, but they're now seeing prices slide further up the scale.
Oh, done! There we go, sir, $1,200,000.
Finance analyst Martin North says there is simply not enough residential property available in Australia.
Second call at 8:30.
And it's also very hard to find a property because when you actually go and attend an auction, you suddenly discover that investors from overseas and local investors and baby boomers are also trying to buy the same property. So it's very hard for first-time buyers to get into the property market.
Look, I think overall people are hearing about the trend and they're probably thinking that it's driving their prices up. I think the prices are going up because the market's improving overall. This is one factor that's driving it up, but it's more localised. It's not really a major significant contributor to the overall market. It's just one piece of the puzzle.
My day is crazy, but I love it. If you look at this marble piece.
Property concierge Monica Tu says business is booming and she can't find enough mansions for her wealthy clients. Nonetheless, she sold $21 million worth of property in August and is fast approaching her target for the year.
This year I want to do $100 million and I'm very close.
Tracy Bowden reporting.